So one of the more interesting press conferences, I think, is probably going to be Sony's again. They generally go 2 hours rather than 1 hour that the most conferences go. Clearly because they don't understand that they have filler games. Those exist. um, Sony has a little bit of issue right now with not having the exclusive content for PS4 that really drives the system. I mean, they're in the lead right now, and they don't really seem to care. But besides Bloodborne, there hasn't been really much of a system seller for them. Besides just existing and the Xbox One's mistakes last 2 years. But with Xbox turning it around, and I'm not going to say that Nintendo's really competing. With Xbox turning it around, I think that it's going to take a little bit more, especially at this year's E3. And we know they're not going to Gamescom, so we might see some interesting stuff at E3 that we would have normally seen at Gamescom. I'm really hoping to see Rhyme in particular. That game has really caught my attention every time it's shown up at Gamescom the last 2 years. But my first prediction is there's kind of been a rumor going around that we were going to get a sequel to Gravity Rush. I believe they showed off either a trailer or some sort of no, there was a trailer, like a little bit of a teaser that a new Gravity Rush project was in the works. But we haven't really heard much since then. It's been a few years. And at this point, there's even been rumors that instead of making Gravity Rush 2 for the PlayStation Vita, a system in desperate need of an exclusive, they might just remake the original Gravity Rush in HD for the PlayStation 4. And if they do that, I guess it's kind of a death sentence for the Vita. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to buy it specifically for exclusive games at this point. It is mainly an on-the-go indie box and weird Japanese visual novel game like Danganronpa and stuff like that, or just weird Japanese games in general, because that's really where it's selling above all else. But yeah, Gravity Rush 2 or Gravity Rush HD, I think is going to show up at some point. I want to say that the original trailer showed up at Gamescom. They don't have that, so I'm assuming it's going to show up here. And it's good if it shows up on PlayStation 4 because it is a very good game that was sorely underplayed because it was on the Vita. And it's really interesting to see the kinds of things that you can do in that game, man. Sony really does come out with some really cool stuff once in a while. The second prediction I have, and this is probably going to be one of the faster videos that I make. It's been 3 years. It hasn't been 3 years. It's been 2 years, I want to say, since David Cage's Beyond Two Souls was released. It took about 3 years between Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls, and so I'm betting that if he has another game coming out, it's coming out in 2016, probably near the end of the year. But like what happened with Beyond Two Souls, I think they're going to show off the new game a year early. I mean, that's what happened last time, so I'm assuming they're going to do it again. It just seems like it's coming about time for David Cage to show up with something. Then again, Beyond Two Souls did not sell nearly as well as Heavy Rain did over the course of its the years that it's had. And I don't think it's ever going to reach the mark. But so I'm like, we had some big names in the last game. We had see, now I'm just blanking on actors' names, aren't I? Willem Dafoe and Ellen Page were in that game. Big name actors, like big name actors. And I don't think with the sales of the last game that it's going to be like that with a new David Cage game. And I'm wondering if he'll try anything different this time around. But I think he's going to have something there, and Sony's going to, in the search for exclusive games they can show off, I think they're going to put it. I think they're going to put it out there. Whether or not the press reacts kindly to it and gamers reacting kindly to it is an entirely other story. Some people did like that game. I mean, I thought it was an enjoyable experience but it was definitely flawed. But no, I had fun with it for the most part. The last prediction, which everyone makes every year, but I'm just gonna make it here because, man, I really want to see it, is The Last Guardian making its glorious return to the E3 stage. with a actual release window for once. So yeah, this game was originally a PS2 game. It's been so long that you just kind of forget that fact, since it was just assumed to be a PS3 game for so many years. And I guess with the PS4 coming out, rumors and assumptions now are that they're porting it to the PS4. There were problems in development apparently with The Last Guardian on PS3, and I'm wondering if the new hardware was able to alleviate it, possibly with more complex systems being possible, to be able to make the. I'm assuming that the problems had to do with having the bird griffin creature follow you around. So we'll see if that happens. Man, I really hope it does. I'm not expecting much. As most years, I am not expecting much from that game to show up. But I mean, I gotta make the prediction. Gotta hope it shows up. I'm thinking this is, if there's any time. The PS4 has been out for what, 2 years now. I mean, it's time. It's had the chance to develop itself on the PS4, and I think this is the year that it finally shows up. Alright, so next up is going to be Nintendo and then Square Enix. Probably will be a day or two before those show up. The articles will definitely go up tomorrow, though, so be sure to check out those on Elite Review. This is Evan. I'll see you all later.